Hey everybody, welcome back to Cooking Disney with Crissi on Castles and Cruising. I'm so glad you're here. So after our tie-dye cheesecake, I wanted to switch to something savory, but still on the sweet side because I'm all about the sweets. So today we are making the cornbread from Hoop Dee Doo Review at Fort Wilderness Resort. If you start looking into Hoop Dee Doo Review, one of the first things that you'll read is don't fill up on the cornbread, because the cornbread is the first part of an extremely delicious meal that is all you can eat. They will just keep bringing you more and more and more. We love getting the mac and cheese. Pro tip, it's only on the kids menu, but if you ask your server nicely, they'll probably bring it, and it is delicious. It's also unlimited beer and sangria. For those of you that enjoy those things, you can have that unlimited as well. But the biggest draw of Hoop Dee Doo is, of course, the show. This is the longest running dinner show in America and features amazing artists performing a beautiful, timeless routine of a mix of original compositions and Southern kind of timeless classics. It also does get a bit of an overlay during the holiday season with holiday decorations and a couple song changes. Our favorite part of the show is when the two performers stand in the middle and sing O Shenandoah together, and like the whole audience is just misty-eyed. It's so beautiful. This has nothing to do with the fact that we basically live in the Shenandoah Blue Ridge area. It's just a beautiful song and a beautiful moment, but of course it does remind us a little bit of home while we're at our other home. One other thing to note about the Hoop Dee Doo Review is that it is an audience interaction based show. The performers do come out into the audience and talk with you. They'll ask if anybody has birthdays, they'll sing a song about where everybody's come from. They're just all around kind of silly, and they may kind of start a funny skit with somebody in the audience as well. And then you can even get asked to be up on stage at the end of the show. This happened to me on our last visit. I was extremely embarrassed at first, but then I ended up having a lot of fun, and it's now a memory that we'll never forget. Hoop Dee Doo Review is also on our list of things to do for longer trips. It's really important when you're at Walt Disney World for a longer trip to include some things that are low-key and still magical and still Disney. So the nice thing about Hoop Dee Doo is that it is about a 2 to 2.5 hour time commitment, but you're sitting down, relaxing, and enjoying a really fun and exciting atmosphere. All right, so let's get started on this cornbread. So we're gonna need milk, flour, cornmeal, 2 eggs, salt. It'd be better if yours is grounded already. This is just what we happen to have. Baking powder, flour, and some vegetable oil. You probably also need 2 mixing pans. You're gonna start with your dry ingredients in one bowl and then mix your liquids and then pour those into your dry ingredients. You could probably skip this step if you just kind of wanna go the easy route, but this is the way that the recipe recommends, so we're gonna give it a shot. And then you'll need a loaf pan to cook your cornbread in. If you notice in the pictures of all the delicious cornbread at Hoop Dee Doo, they have like some magic pan that's got like an inserter or something so that every piece has like perfect edges. We don't have one of those. We just have a loaf pan, but I'm gonna bake it in here and then cut it like this way so that it at least has the correct like proportions of Hoop Dee Doo. At the end, we'll vote whether this is magic or a mess. We'll see how it goes.
1 3/4 cup flour, 3/4 cup of cornmeal, 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt, and 1 tablespoon of baking powder, then 1 1/4 cup of sugar. That's a lot of sugar.
Alrighty, so we've got our dry ingredients in. We're gonna mix them all up. Alright, now we'll set that to the side. Let's do our liquid ingredients.
So first crack 2 eggs, then pour 1 cup of milk, and 1/2 cup of vegetable oil.
All right, so now we are going to slowly mix the wet into our dry ingredients. I did look online a bit at like other cornbread different recipes to see like what makes Disney's Hoop Dee Doo cornbread tastes so much better than cornbread anywhere else. I'm not a fan of cornbread at all, but I could have eaten all of this cornbread at Hoop Dee Doo. I barely left any for Nathan. Turns out it's the sugar, unsurprisingly. This cornbread recipe does have more sugar in it, slightly less cornmeal, and more sugar than most other cornbread recipes that I found online. Another thing to note is that Fort Wilderness Resort has another restaurant called the Trails End Restaurant. This is a buffet, and this does serve the same food as Hoop Dee Doo, with some additions as well. They also have an amazing breakfast and brunch option there. It's delicious, and very, very hearty breakfast. If you're looking for something, a breakfast that's a little bit more substantial, it's probably one of the most substantial breakfast buffets on Disney property. But if you are really, really into this kind of good home cooking Southern food, but you don't want the show or the audience interaction or something like that, Trails End may be your best bet. So we're just gonna spray it just in case, because I just don't think it would come out otherwise. All right. All right, and we are going to put this in our oven. All right, so the instructions say to have that bake for 25 minutes at 375 degrees or until golden brown. So we're just gonna keep a close eye on it. Let's turn the light on. All right, keep a close eye on it until it gets golden brown, and then we'll take it out and it should be ready to go. Alrighty, our cornbread is out of the oven. It did rise kind of funny, but I've checked it. It's cooked all the way through, and it smells so good, you guys. I wish you guys could just be here to smell it. It smells so good. I cannot wait to get this out and cut off a piece. We are ready for cornbread here in this house. Let's do this. All right, it didn't stick, and let's check it out. Oh, delicious looking. Alrighty, so Hoop Dee Doos are about this size. So we're just gonna slice them down. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. When you cut into it and the smell comes out, it's just like, oh, delicious. Alrighty, we're gonna take this piece right here in the middle, pop it out. Maybe I didn't cut all the way to the bottom, my fault. And put it on our plate. So we did have some funny rise in the middle. It like kind of collapsed on itself. I'm not really sure why, but it is cooked all the way through, and it does look delicious. Check it out. All right, let's try some. I don't know why I'm using a fork. Nobody eats cornbread with a fork. That's good. Just as sweet and delicious as it is at Hoop Dee Doo. So this is definitely getting a magic from me. Let me know in your comments below whether you think this is a magic or a mess. And if you're looking to plan your trip to Disney World, especially if you're looking to stay in Fort Wilderness, I'd love to help you out completely free of charge. Fill out my quote request form below. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like and subscribe button. I do videos every Monday, informative about Walt Disney World, and Tuesday about cruising. And then we have bonus videos such as this one all throughout the week where I just try silly stuff at home. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Sorry.